essay. So I've highlighted the title here. You don't normally do that. I've just done it because of the spacing is not like normal. But I wanted you to know one thing in the intro. You have to introduce the works and the authors. So if you talk about The Most Dangerous Game, you have to tell me that it's by Richard Connell. Just assume that your audience has not read it. So if you look here at the bottom, this is the thesis statement, and when I say thesis and argument, you do have an argument in a literary analysis essays. For many of you told me that you really enjoy persuasion. This is still a persuasive essay. You're still trying to argue that certain images or elements are unique and significant to these texts, and they matter because of a particular reason. So the thesis statement here, as you can tell, also has the main idea. So this is the argument right here. Both authors suggest the inherent violence is at once part of primitive human nature and an unsettling social issue that needs to be resolved. That is the argument. The main ideas that will be covered are right here. They're very clear. So we have violent imagery, that's 1, engaging dialogue, that's 2, and the use of carefully constructed dramatic structures, that's 3. So if we go down, I want you to notice that the main ideas are organized around concepts, not by author. So don't give me a paragraph that says this is what lottery does, and then another paragraph says this is what The Most Dangerous Game does, because that's not high-level analysis. That's summary. So the main idea is talking about the innocuous dialogue compared to the violence that comes from that is juxtaposed against the dialogue. So we start with looking at Jackson, and then we have specific evidence to support. So specific phrases and words which are drawn from the text as evidence of your analysis. And the analysis, I've given you an example because analysis is very difficult to quantify. A lot of times teachers say, I want you to analyze further, but you don't know what that means. So when you see this, we have a sort of main idea, and then we have a discussion of that with evidence, and then we have a discussion of the evidence. So that's where some of the analysis lies. So right here, I'll give you an example of what analysis is. Right here it talks about the dramatic twist. However, the conversation is designed to show that General Zaroff is playing with his prey, much like a predatory beast. That is, as the author, my argument, that he is playing with him because he is essentially animalistic. So that's my thought process. So that's my analysis. And then from there, I support it with specific evidence from the text. So that should be pretty clear about how you do this. You can keep reading, of course, and this is not a fully fledged essay. It is only a couple of main ideas. That's just because I wanted you to get the understanding of it. The last thing I want you to see is that the conclusion, it does exactly what I've told you guys to make sure it does. Restate the argument and the main ideas, and then make sure that it's significant, meaning it's not just 2 lines that wraps it up because you have to have a conclusion. And make sure that it's very specific, not general. Don't say, and thus humanity should be nonviolent or something like that. I think that's pretty clear as far as the example essay goes. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Otherwise, I think you guys are off to a pretty good start on your own essays.